Hello and welcome. I'm really happy you're here because this moment could be the start of a big change in how you speak English, not just with words, but with real confidence. And let me start by saying this. You don't need to wait until you're perfect to speak confidently. You don't need a flawless accent or a huge vocabulary. What you really need is belief in yourself, and that's something we're going to build together, starting today. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you create, just like learning how to ride a bicycle. Think back to when you were a child. Maybe you were nervous, scared of falling, unsure of your balance. But you kept trying, didn't you? You held the handles tight. Maybe someone ran beside you, encouraging you, and eventually, one day, you realized you were doing it. You were riding all by yourself. That's exactly how building English confidence works. It's not about getting everything right the first time. It's about trying, falling, trying again, and then one day, realizing you're actually speaking and people are listening. I've seen so many learners stay silent because they're afraid of making mistakes. They think people will laugh at their pronunciation or judge their grammar. But let me tell you, the people who grow the fastest are not the ones who know everything, but the ones who are not afraid to try. There's a young man I taught named Ahmed. He moved from Egypt to Canada, and for the first few weeks, he barely spoke a word. Not because he didn't understand English. He did, but because he didn't trust himself. He thought he wasn't good enough. So we started small. I asked him to record himself every night for 1 minute. Just 1 minute, talking about his day. No pressure. After a few weeks, he noticed something powerful. His sentences became smoother, his pauses shorter, and more than anything, his fear started to fade. Within 2 months, he was confidently talking to coworkers and even volunteered to lead a team meeting in English. What changed? Not his vocabulary, not his grammar. It was his mindset. Your mindset is your most powerful tool. The way you talk to yourself can push you forward or hold you back. If you keep saying, "I can't," your brain starts to believe it. But if you say, "I'm learning, I'm improving, I can do this," your confidence begins to grow, even if your English isn't perfect yet. There's so much power in the words you say to yourself. One of my students, a woman named Lata, used to look in the mirror every morning and say, "I am confident. I speak English with pride. My message matters." At first, it felt silly, but after a while, she started believing it. And when you believe in yourself, others start believing in you too. Now I know it can feel awkward, especially when you don't have many people to speak with in English. But that doesn't have to stop you. Start by speaking to yourself. When you're cooking, talk about what you're doing in English. When you're getting dressed, describe your outfit. When you're watching a movie, repeat your favorite lines out loud. One of my learners, Priya, practiced speaking English with her dog. Sounds funny, right? But it worked. Because it wasn't about who she was talking to. It was about building the habit of speaking without fear. Eventually, she didn't just talk to her dog. She started talking to strangers, and now she runs her own English YouTube channel helping others do the same. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start. There is no perfect moment. Start where you are, with what you have, and build from there. Confidence comes from action, not from waiting. I've seen people wait for months, even years, thinking they need to prepare more before they speak. But the truth is, the more you speak, the more you grow. A learner named David from Colombia told me he always felt shy in group discussions. So we made a plan. He would speak up just once in every meeting, even if it was just to say, "I agree," or "good idea." At first it was hard, but each time he did it, his fear got smaller. Now he leads his team's English discussions, and he always says, "It started with one sentence." Even if you're nervous, speak. Even if you make a mistake, speak. Even if your voice shakes, speak. Because every time you use your voice, it gets stronger. It's just like going to the gym. You don't lift the heaviest weight on day one. You start small, and slowly, you build strength. And speaking is the same. With every word, you grow. So when you're afraid to speak English, remind yourself, mistakes are not the enemy. They are proof that you are trying. In fact, mistakes are your teachers. Every time you use the wrong tense, forget a word, or mix up your grammar, you learn something new. No one learns to swim without getting wet. And no one learns to speak a language without speaking it. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You're having a conversation with someone you just met. You're smiling, relaxed, expressing your ideas clearly. Maybe you're in an interview, or traveling, or giving a presentation. You feel calm. You feel proud. You're not perfect, but you are confident. That version of you exists. That future is possible. But it starts today with small brave steps. So right now, take a deep breath and say this out loud with me. I believe in myself. I speak English with confidence. I am not afraid to make mistakes. My voice matters. Every day, I am improving. Say it again if you want. Say it every morning. Speak to yourself like you are your own best friend. Because the way you speak to yourself becomes the way you speak to the world. You don't need to be someone else to speak English. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. You just need to be you, the real, honest, brave version of yourself. Your voice, your accent, your style, they are your strengths. The world doesn't need perfect English. It needs real voices, and your voice matters more than you think. So go out and speak. Speak with your family, with your friends, with strangers, with yourself. Don't wait until you feel ready. Because the truth is, you are ready now. And I believe in you.